Oh, hey guys. It's currently the 4th, so happy 4th. By the time you guys see this, it will probably be, the 6th. So, hopefully you guys didn't have too much fun. Kept all your fingers, where they should be, or other various body parts. Fireworks and alcohol. People generally do pretty dumb shit. Obviously, I'll be working, because, even though you can't see the hood, you can kind of see, see hood mirror. You can see that I am currently driving. And I just moved the camera now, and I just fucked it all up. There we go. That's a little better. Just truck's paid off, so boy, what a feeling. What a feeling. I'm gonna always, in hindsight, wish I did this stuff from fucking day one when I got this truck. But I didn't know this was a lane. I didn't know. And I for those who've been around, I did a couple of these loads, here and there a while back, where like I deadheaded California from, I don't remember where it was, Texas, I believe, up to NorCal, grabbed $1,400, NorCal picked on a SoCal. And then, which, honestly, that covered all my fuel. Well, that covered my fuel and some, so, but then I took that load over to Florida. Was it Florida? I think it was Florida. And that was like $9,000. So, I've done these, I pulled all loads for these guys here and there, but not like I had been consistently, where it's just been this lane over and over and over and over again. And that's part of the reason why I stopped doing the revenue videos. It's like, sure, my revenue's gone up, but it was always the same numbers, because my fuel rarely varied. Oh, shit. I just had I've been drinking a Ghost America Pop, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it's making me a little gassy. But, there's only so much I can do. I'm like, you guys like the numbers. The numbers kind of reflected that, but there was only so much I could do with the same numbers every week. There were slight variations, but was I in a negative, where I get 5.7 mpg because, I'm having to treat my fuel pretty heavily, and it's affecting my EPG going west, plus it was really, really windy, and, well, in hindsight, it's probably more my truck's doing than the weather's doing, but, this off-ramp's kind of shitty, if you guys want to know. Not as bad, but they done some work on it. But at least it's not Illinois rest areas where you're getting trying to get back on the interstate using the on-ramp, and it's just all fucked up, and it's like, and they're just letting it just crumble. So I was like, and honestly, I'm still struggling to figure out ways to make videos where they're sort of more entertaining, and especially my limited time. And I guess I could maybe clip things together, but I don't know. We'll see. This end of this year is going to be a little bit interesting anyways, because I'm pushing my shop visit out a bit. Not by too much, it's probably like another month. Maybe, what is it, July, so end of August, first week or two of September. No real reason. I don't even know why I'm doing it. Like, there's no real reason, but part of this because of, I guess, I would like to get the woman in the truck too, and I kind of need her help when it comes down to come get me, when I drop the truck off. But July's a very busy month for her, so I guess it's just easier to push it out and see what happens in the future with appointments and stuff. For those who don't know, she broke her back, she's in school, Even though she had back surgery, back in March, but just a lot of moving parts this summer. Let's see, am I gonna get dumped on? No, it's starting to go a little more clouded. Very puffy clouds. One of those clouds. Look at those puffy clouds. And my bullet hole in the windshield. But I am, actually I'm going to do some of the work on Tuesday. Going to get brakes and new drums all the way around on the truck. And one slack adjuster that is completely just, I don't know, maybe it's seized up or just old or sticking, but when I was there to get my tires rotated a couple weeks ago, I would have had this done if I was there, there sooner. But when they rotated my tires, one wheel end was just spinning, but the brakes set. So that's not supposed to happen. When your brakes are set, you shouldn't just be able to with your hand just roll the wheel. That shouldn't be a thing. But it was. So I had no resistance. So we're going to go and replace that slack adjuster, which is not out of service because you're allowed 25% of your braking power to be out of adjustment. So, not out of service. Pretty much you're allowed one, not more than one. Gotta love some of these new rules. Gotta love them. And then honestly, probably by the towards the end of July, just because I could do it quicker, but it's like these whole weeks, these whole trips take a week. So it's like a Friday I'll be on the West Coast, and the following Friday I'll be East Coast. It's like that's how it works, right? So next time I go west, I'm probably gonna get my fan clutch taken care of. A couple hours of labor, but it'd be like $2,000, just get it out of the way. Which honestly, I could have done this like any time now, but trying to find it. At least I found a good shop that I could squeeze into. But I'm trying to find shops that aren't booked out for days, or don't need to take all day to get me in, or they're near parts. Like York, I was using the Petrol in York a lot, and they could do it. Problem is, the closest Volvo dealership to them is Omaha. That didn't really help me. And I could probably pick up the fan clutch, but it's not exactly a tiny box. It's not huge. It's not like a radiator box. But it is a decent sized box. I'm already going to have to... Well, if I head east probably, call Volvo down to Cheyenne anyways and have them ship up a relay valve. The whole package, the whole assembly, so with the modulators on the side. Because my relay valve is just the exhaust port's sticking, so it's letting out air. At least it's not dumping air with the helices. But I finally figured out what was leaking because it's no longer audible. So that's good. It's no longer audible. So if you guys remember what I was talking about with the helices on, I was just pissing out air. That stopped. So I don't know why that stopped, but found the leak. It's sticking. So which I did learn something new watching another video about how you can use the foot valve underneath your hood to find out where it's relatively leaking. Which area of the truck, for example. So I'll remember to use that in the future. That was actually pretty useful. Don't know if it's accurate, but I seem like he knows what he's talking about. So I at least could test it. It's just always something with these trucks, though. I'm still gonna put money in this truck. I'm just hoping it doesn't take too much money. Just like I got a quote now for a clutch, actuator, and I forget what a solenoid or some shit. That was like $8,000. So I know a shop down in Georgia that rebuilds transmissions, and you get the whole assembly with brand new clutch. Oh, flywheel. There's a flywheel on that too. But you can get whole transmission, with a I don't know if it's a rebuilt, meaning remade, or new electronics, new ribbon, new clutch, and rebuilt trans. I want to say for 12. Might be 14. So, depending on when that happens, like if I go into Christmas, I don't know. I'll think it over. I'll think it over. Honestly, even if I could just do the clutch now and the flywheel now, and then just get that trans early next year, Q1, Q2, type thing, because I'll be close to 900,000 miles of that. I'll be over 800, but how close to 900, I don't know, right? Do I get that trans out all that shit? Something to consider too. Come on, car. I'd like to get over. It's amazing how people go right to the left lane to go sit in it, right? Just go camp. It's dumb. Although, hopefully this weekend was easy like last weekend. Or not last weekend, last 4th of July weekend. That shit was easy. I was down in Charlotte, though, for those who remember. I was doing this, going up to, I believe, NorCal. And man, usually that fucking stretch, going west into Tennessee and all that, it's nothing but headaches. Easy. But truck's been good. It's just a lot of things are worn out. A lot of things just worn out. It's just always something, though. It always is. When you think you have enough money, just the answer is immediately no. Just immediately no. I have a feeling, though, it's just gonna feel like a lot more bullshit until the end of the year as I'm replacing all this stuff, right? But then going into next year, it's gonna feel a lot better. I'm still gonna probably look at replacing some things preemptively, because I'm still in the original alternator, still original AC compressor, oil compressor or air compressor. The water pump. So those are the things I should start kind of looking at considering replacing too. Probably start next year. I might be forced to do it sooner. I don't know. But I generally replace things to try to avoid breakdowns, right? But I'm also gonna be looking at I don't know when I'm gonna start doing this, but looking for a paint shop in my town to start repainting some of the parts on my truck. Like my visor's all chipping apart. So I'm gonna repaint that. And it is honestly, they could probably repaint that with just with it staying up there, probably. I don't know, maybe I'll take it off. I don't know. I know I'll be getting a new windshield probably to start next year. I want to get through the winter. Knowing my luck, I'll replace the windshield immediately and start taking holes immediately. It's all windy. It's a little windy. I'm out getting ready to buy some. Well, my mud flap hangers are kind of fucking trashed, right? They're all just old. They're steel and all rusted through, and so they're just worn out. Getting ready to buy some stainless steel, but I don't like the chrome look, so probably gonna have those painted black or powder coated. I don't know. I might just leave them alone, but you don't know. Just at some point next year too, I'd like to get rid of my. See, there's a lot of lights I'd like to do. It just depends on things will cooperate. But I have half steel, half aluminum rims. Like to get a whole set of new rims, because believe it or not, aluminum rims have a lifespan anyways. Well, steel doesn't look good anyways. It just gets all rusted. It gets corrosion on it. So I get rid of those. They also help, like, help shave some weight off anyways. It's a pretty heavy truck. I just don't understand the whole point. I know it's cost, but it's like, it wasn't like it was a little ass company. I mean, they're not huge, but it's not like a little company bought this truck, you know, so why just leave 4 rims on there as aluminum, or steel, I mean. Kind of just seems silly. Like, it was funny, when my tires got rotated, the guy's like, what's up with the steel? I was like, that's how they order that shit. Yeah, look at that, middle lane straight to the exit. It's like that sign moved or something, you know, just magically moved. And I just got over early anyways, because that right lane's ending, so. No point being over there where traffic's pretty light. I'm actually anticipating a pretty easy day today. Hopefully tomorrow. It's still going to be unnerving though, spending about 30. Yeah, it's like 34 or like 2 or some shit over the next couple months. It's going to be a little nerve-wracking. Kind of wish I could stretch it out a bit more so I could, you know, have way more, you know, like an extra another 20 grand or whatever. Like if I went into like January, I'd have like an extra 25 grand, like, more. And so, like, that 34 wouldn't seem as bad. And again, the truck's only worth 30, so spending that kind of might seem dumb to people, but it's not like trucks don't get moved like cars do. Take care of something, it can last, you know. I run to owner offs all the time that are still running their, you know, trucks that are, well, don't know if they own the truck, but, you know, trucks that are 30, 40 years old. Granted, those are steel trucks, you know, older trucks. And I know the comment's going to be, well, they don't make things like they used to anymore. They're not built to last. And that's true in some regards, but when it comes to, like, vehicles, that's definitely not true. Definitely not true. Let's stop acting like Detroit engines back in the day did not have a shit ton of problems. Yeah, you can easily work on them. Cool. But if they need a lot of work, they're not reliable. Okay? That's what that means. If you gotta constantly touch them, they're not reliable. You know how many times I touched my motor? One time for an overhead. That's it. That's the definition of reliable. No, yeah, okay, fine. I don't have millions of miles on the chassis yet. Okay, but still. I still have 754,000 miles. And according to everybody, these modern engines don't even last 500,000 miles. The emissions just kill them. You know how many problems I've had with emissions? 1. And that wasn't even the emissions doing. That was the underneath my seat in the frame rail, the DEF pump plug. Unplugged it, or DEF header, DEF pump plug, one of the two. Either way, it unplugged itself. It just, the mounting broke and the vibrations has made it wiggle itself free enough to where it unplugged itself. So that could literally happen to anything. So not really the emissions doing, but just shitty ass fucking road and vibrations. That's been rectified. But that was also what? My first year with this truck. Going to the first, I think it was the first summer. Pretty sure. Yeah. I happened to just luckily be going through the house on that trip, so it just kind of got lucky. It happened where it did. As I literally went into Wyoming, and I was like 2.5 hours from the house, so I just booked it home. Wait, that? No, I think that was last year. I don't remember exactly when that actually happened. I think. Too much shit has happened. This industry has like weird, like way of being stuck in the past. Then again, it makes sense when the average trucker is just like, you know, pretty much 50, like 5, so. People don't like to adapt to new things. So it makes sense, but. I mean, there's some, like, appliances, that's definitely a lot different, you know. They lasted a long fucking time. But they're also a lot simpler. Not necessarily efficient, but they just worked, you know. They weren't really efficient at doing it. But that's not to say, like, new appliances also aren't good, can be reliable and efficient. And there's always the you know, shit that can just randomly go out, you know. Things can randomly go out prematurely, right? You gotta love traffic the way they drive, right? Refuses to brake behind me just to cross the the solid white line. That's a very thick white line, you know, and take the exit. Now, the reason why this shit keeps happening, by the way, because there's zero enforcement on this shit. Like, there is zero enforcement. So you will see a cop sit in the median, you know, have somebody do fucking 20 over the speed limit, and they're like, alright, whatever, just let them go. Zero enforcement on this shit. Even though there's not a cop here at all. But, it's not really my point. Then you got this fucker gets on the interstate, and is he gonna get on it at all? Nope. Not at all. He got on the interstate at 50, which, as an Ultima, a pretty modern Ultima, and he's doing 62 right now, and he's still, you know, quite a few seconds of knocking up the speed. He's not even, no, he's gonna do 62. That's what he's gonna do. Yeah. Gotta love people too. Now watch, now I got in the left lane. This means he's gonna speed up. Usually how it goes. Maybe not right away, it's probably gonna. Yep, see, he started speeding up. I'm doing 70 and I'm having a hard time catching him. This is why cars, people, we hate you. There is zero reason for you not to get on the interstate at fucking 65. Or be honestly 80, because any modern car can, if you fucking floor it when you're only on the ramp, can hit the interstate unless there's a goddamn clover leaf, some really short one, that which that one was not 80 miles an hour. But anyways, work be calling. So you guys stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye.